Hi, it's Lesley Fightmaster, and welcome to day 75, where we will practice a sequence to Vrishtikasana, also known as scorpion pose. Let's bring our hands together and take a moment to set an intention for our practice today. And then we'll start on our backs, lying down, setting up for a bridge, feet hips width. Inhale, lift up your hips, your low back, mid back, and exhale, lower down one vertebra at a time. And again, inhale, press into the heels and lift into a bridge pose. Exhale, lowering down slowly. Inhale and lift, keep reaching the tailbone to the backs of the knees, chin away from the chest. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. This time reach your arms up and overhead, your palms facing each other. Exhale, take the arms down as you lower one vertebra at a time. And again, inhale, lift up, stretch the arms up and overhead. And exhale, lower down slowly. And again, inhale to lift, stretch the arms up and over. And exhale, lowering back down. We're just warming up the spine, getting ready for deeper back bends later. Hug your knees in, roll to your right side, press yourself up. And come to the hands and knees. Inhale, cat-cow, bring the chest forward, lift your chin and tailbone up. Exhale, round your back, your chin toward your chest. Inhale, spread the collarbones wide, bringing the chest forward. Exhale, rounding the back, tucking the tail. Inhale again, lifting chin, lifting tailbone up. Exhale and round your back. And then we'll come on to the forearms. Walk your knees back a little bit. And this is called Anahata. We're going to bring the chest down toward the floor, but keep your hips up in the air. So it's kind of like when a dog plays. Your head can rest on the floor, your chin, maybe your chest will touch, maybe it won't. Just get a nice shoulder stretch. And gets into the upper back nicely as well. But make sure it doesn't go too much into your lower back. You can pull the ribs in for that. Walk yourself back up. And then make your way into down dog. Begin to bicycle your legs. Make sure your arms are shoulders distance apart and your feet are hips width. Spread your fingers wide and press into the base of the fingers as you lift your forearms away. Arms and ears are in line. Ribs lifted. Take your feet as wide as the mat and then take your arms as wide as the mat and hold on to the sides of the mat and press your chest back toward your thighs. So again, you're getting into your shoulders and your upper back a little bit. Be careful to not go too far in the shoulders. You want to turn your outer upper arms, the triceps, still wrap them back toward your feet. Keep those shoulders safe. Then walk yourself back into a regular down dog. Inhaling into plank and exhaling to the floor. Untuck your toes. Inhale for cobra. Pull the hands toward the feet. Bring the chest and heart forward. And exhale, tuck the toes, press up to plank. Lift the hips, down dog. You can always keep your knees down when you're moving through plank and chaturanga. Just want to take care of yourself. Come to plank again. And lower chaturanga. Knees can be down. Inhaling to upward facing dog, or you can stick with cobra. And tuck your toes. Exhale to down dog. Stretching back. And draw your ribs and belly in. Inhaling to plank again. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale again, press through your hands and feet into up dog or cobra. And tuck your toes, downward dog. Keep stretching back. Look to the hands. Step or hop up. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press down through the feet and rise up. Look up, lengthen. And exhale the hands. And again, inhale, sweep the arms up. This time, bend the knees. Utkatasana chair pose. And exhale, folding forward, hips over heels. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, step or float into chaturanga. Inhale, pressing up, thighs and knees off the floor if you're an up dog. Exhale to down dog. Right leg floats up. Exhale, and draw it in. Just holding it in as your shoulders move over the wrists. And then step it through. Take the left knee to the floor. Pat up the left knee if it needs patting. Reach up on the inhale, sink the hips forward. Pull your right hip back. And then exhale, interlace the fingers behind you. Inhale, open the chest. And just reach your knuckles towards your knee, the back of your knee, any amount. Keep lifting the chest. You can let your head go back a little bit, but make sure you're not throwing it back and compressing your neck. Release that plank pose into chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale, stretch back. Left leg up on the inhale. Exhale, hold it here, shoulders over the wrists. Draw the leg forward and lightly step it up. Right knee down and inhaling to come up. Spin your triceps forward, sink your hips forward, knee over ankle. Interlace other pinky on top. Roll your chest open, shoulder blades move toward each other. Little back bend in the upper back. So draw your front ribs in and lift your hip points up. Make sure you don't compress the back of your neck as well. So you can look up a little bit, but don't throw the head way back. Release, tuck the toes, come to plank, and exhale through chaturanga. Inhale through up dog, and exhale, downward dog. Stretching back. Remember, child's pose is always an option. You can rest whenever you like. Look forward. Step or hop the feet up. Inhale and lengthen. And exhale to fold. Bend the knees. Chair pose, reaching up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Samastitihi. Inhale again, bend the knees. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up and lengthen. Exhale, step or float, chaturanga. Inhale, pressing through your hands and feet. Exhale, into downward dog. Float your right leg up, and this time we'll bend the knee and open up the hip. So take it off to the left side. Press evenly through the arms and the shoulders. Reach your left heel toward the floor. And then take it forward. Stay on the ball of your back foot for high lunge into crescent. Keep the right knee over the ankle, and then take your right arm over your left arm for Gomukhasana arms. You can either do that or you can touch your opposite shoulders. Exhale, bend your back knee any amount. Inhale, straighten the back leg. Exhale, bend the knee, stretching out the psoas muscles. Inhale, straighten it. Exhale, bend it any amount. Doesn't have to touch. Inhale, straighten the back leg. And then exhale, start to lean back slightly, trying to get this back bend again in the upper back. So keep the ribs and belly in. Reach the fingertips back, opening through the upper back. And back to center, release the hands down, come back into chaturanga. Inhale, pressing up, and exhale back. Left leg up, bend the knee, open up the hip, press evenly through the arms and the shoulders, reach your right heel toward the floor. Square off your hips and step your left foot up. Stay on the ball of your back foot, back into high lunge crescent. Arms up, drop the tailbone, lift the hip points. Arms to a T, left arm over right. For Garudasana, arms lifting the elbows up, or you can touch your shoulders with your hands. And then bend the right knee. Inhale and straighten it. Exhale, bend, make sure the left knee's over the ankle. Inhale, straighten the back leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale to straighten it, and then start to lean back any amount or not at all. Pull the ribs in. Keep stretching the whole front of your body. Inhale back to center, stretch up, and exhale, bring the hands down through chaturanga. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, stretch back. Just a couple breaths here. Getting length through the spine, taking a rest. So down dog becomes a resting pose. If it's not for you, take a child's pose. Look forward, inhale, step or float the feet up. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana, weight into the heels. And to stand, Samastitihi. Bend the knees again, chair pose, Utkatasana, reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, step or float. Inhale, press through the hands and feet. Exhale, stretch back into down dog. Right leg up on the inhale. Exhale, step it through, take your left knee down. You're going to take the hands, interlace the fingers just above your right knee, tuck your back toes under and hover your back knee off the floor any amount. And then set it back down. If it hurts the knee, just keep it down. Inhale, press up. Exhale, lower. It's just a little lift. Inhale, press up. Try and keep your hips as low as you can. Exhale, lower. Keep the ribs in. Arms up if you like. Inhaling. And let's take the right forearm to the right thigh. Reach for the left foot with the left hand. You can hold it back there or maybe draw it forward. So you get a bigger stretch in your left thigh and in your hip flexor on the left side. And that is good for back bends. And release that. Stepping back through chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale back. Inhale left leg. Exhale, step it through. Right knee to the floor. Rising up. Interlace the fingers, other pinky in front of you, remember. Tuck your back toes under. So keep the hips as low as you can. Inhale, lift that knee off the floor. Exhale, slowly lower it. Inhale and lift. If it hurts the knee, keep it down. Exhale, lower. Try to keep your hips as low as you can. Inhale, lift to stretch out the whole front of the leg. And exhale to lower. Stretch your arms up, get some length. And then left forearm to the left thigh, reaching back for the right foot. You can hold it back, make some resistance there, or draw it in. Whatever gives you a good stretch in the front of the thigh. That's what we're looking for, the thigh, the front of it, and the top of it. Release, tuck the toes, plank pose, chaturanga. Inhaling up and exhaling all the way back. Get some length here. Stretching out the spine again, resting a little. Plank pose as you inhale. Exhale, lower to your belly. Arms by your ears. For shavasana, lift everything up. Palms are facing each other. Reach the crown of the head forward. Tailbones lengthening to the heels. Exhale, swim the arms back. Take the pinky toe sides of your feet. Inhale, lift up and stretch your feet back. Keep your belly lifted. And breathing here. And release. Lower down. Hands by ribs. Inhale, press up. Exhale, stretch back. Come back onto your knees. So take a block if you have one at the front of the mat. Otherwise, you're just going to mime that you have a block with your palms flat. And if you've got wide shoulders, you have 2 blocks. You can make it wider. Otherwise, if your shoulders aren't so wide, probably 1 block will be enough. Take your forearms down, elbows no wider than the shoulders. Lift into dolphin. If you don't have a block, you're just going to pretend you have one there. And then I'm going to keep pressing into the inner forearm, inner wrist. Keep your hips up and inhale. Bring your chest forward. Exhale, press it back. Again, inhale, come forward. Try to bring your chin all the way past that block. Exhale, press back into dolphin. This one looks a little easier than it is. Inhale, come on forward. Exhale, and stretch back. Inhale, come forward like that block is your trough and you're taking a drink of water. Exhale, bring yourself back. Inhale forward, bring your chest forward, forward, forward. Exhale, stretch it away. And onto the knees again, and we'll take the block off to the side. Turn around, find a wall space near you. I love this one. We're going to take our elbows right up against the wall and then take our palms up against the wall. And we want to try to keep the wrists right above the elbows and the elbows no wider than the shoulders. And then you stretch your whole body back so that you get a nice shoulder stretch. But we still want the inner upper arms, the biceps, to spin up toward the ceiling. And we want the triceps to wrap down toward the floor. I had to readjust so my elbows were a little closer to the wall. You might find as you're in it for a little bit, you get in a little bit deeper. Just a couple more breaths. Hopefully you're enjoying this shoulder and upper back stretch. Hands by your ribs, press yourself up and grab your block again if you have one. Put it right up against the wall this time. If you don't have a block, again, you're going to mime it. So bring your thumbs on the bottom of the block and your fingers alongside. Elbows no wider than the shoulders. Lift one leg, take a little hop, and come up into paschimottanasana if you can. You just practice wherever you are. Press into the forearms and the inner wrist, the inner forearm, the inner elbow, thumb and first finger side of the hand, and then come down to rest. And again, same thing. Tuck the toes, lift your hips like dolphin pose. Step one foot up, lift up the other, and take a hop to come up. Your gaze is traditionally a little bit forward in this pose, a little bit toward your thumbs. Squeezing the legs, lifting the belly. If you don't get to balance away from the wall, don't worry, you're still a really good person. And then come on down and take a rest. No, seriously, it never matters. I say it all the time, but it never matters if you get into the pose. It's just about some time to get our bodies stronger and more flexible and to give our minds a break. So if we make it in the pose, great. If we don't, great. So I'm going to move that block a little bit away from the wall for Vrishchikasana, scorpion. So again, setting up the same way as we did for Pincha. Walk one foot in, lift up into form balance. Now bring your chest forward just like you did when you had the block at the front of the mat, taking that drink of water. Bend the knees, walk your feet down the wall. Maybe the feet will touch, maybe they'll come away from the floor or from the wall, doesn't matter. Come on down to rest in between. We're going to do it again. And coming back up. So again, make sure you've got weight in the inner wrist and forearm and the thumb and first finger side. Step one foot up, hop up. You're welcome to skip this pose and stick with paschimottanasana or legs up the wall. Bring the chest forward, bending the knees and coming down. So remember, with all inversions, we don't want to go up if we have uncontrolled high blood pressure, if we have glaucoma, if our ladies' vacation is very heavy and we don't feel like we have the energy. It's better to just take the legs up the wall. Let's turn around, come back into down dog. Plank pose, exhale chaturanga. Inhale, press up, and exhale back into down dog. Look forward, step or hop the feet through to seated, and lie on your back. Feet hips width apart, outer edges of your feet parallel, and come on up into bridge pose. Spiral the thighs toward each other, and roll your shoulders under if you can, interlace your fingers if you can, and breathe into the chest. And then come on down and release. Hands by the ears. Come on up into wheel pose or stick with bridge. Stretch out the whole front of the body. And then chin in and lower down. Let's hug our knees in. Gently rock from side to side. And then rolling up, back and forth. Come on up to seated. Extending the legs. And draw your right knee in, right hand behind. Left arm lifting up. And exhale, twist. As you inhale, sit up really tall and lengthen the spine. As you exhale, roll your right shoulder back and twist. Unwind and release. Bend your left knee, right arm up, inhale. Exhale and twist. As you inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale and twist. Inhale back to center. Both arms up. Exhale, paschimottanasana. Lengthen as you inhale. Exhale to extend. Keep that nice length through the spine. Flexing the feet. Inhale and lengthen. And exhale. Release. I'm going to come back to the wall. Take my right hip up against the wall. Swing the legs up. And then soles of the feet together and let the knees drop apart in Supta Baddha Konasana at the wall. It's so comfortable. So just allow the knees to open. Bring your arms by your sides, palms up. Breathing here. And now extend the legs out to the sides for Upavista Konasana legs. And slowing down the breath, just keep a nice gentle Ujjayi pranayama. And we'll take the right ankle just past the left knee. Start to bend your left knee. If you don't feel a stretch without bending the knee, you can bend the knee foot on the floor. Otherwise, you always keep the leg up. So thread the needle, but it can be a little more intense with your left foot pressing against the wall. And we want that right knee to come a little bit forward instead of letting it drift in toward the torso. And make sure to flex the right ankle. Lift up, both legs up, left ankle just past your right knee. Flex that ankle. Slide the right foot down or not, but keep your hips on the floor. We don't want the hips to lift up off the floor. And then both legs up into Viparita Karani. So I'm going to stay here for my shavasana today. If this isn't very comfortable for you, then take yourself onto your mat and take a regular shavasana. So whatever you choose, just allow yourself to completely relax. Release your ujjayi breathing, just natural breathing now. Quiet mind, quiet body, shavasana. As you're resting here a little bit more, we're still talking about the 8 limbs of yoga. The second limb is the niyamas, self-restraints, and the fourth one today is svadhyaya. Svadhyaya means self-study, and I've heard it explained as getting inspirational books and reading those books to study on your own. I've also heard it explained as the study of yourself, literally, like, who am I? And I think it can be both. I think that we can use those inspirational texts to start to delve into who we really are. And as we start to know ourselves more, we can start to let go of all of those false beliefs of who we are, or those false faces we sometimes wear. And I like this quote from Lao Tzu. He says, "He who knows others is wise. He who knows himself is enlightened." So we'll start to make movements to stretch out our bodies, arms and legs, hands and feet. If your legs are up the wall, just bend your knees, roll off to one side. Pausing for gratitude for all of our blessings. And slowly up to seated. And then crossing at the shins, sit up nice and tall with your hands together. Hands to our forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Our hands to the heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And our hands to the mouth to remind us to have clear and loving communications. And I honor you for your practice. Thank you so much. Namaste. Send out this wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Please push the like button if you liked our class today, and leave me a comment. I love to know how it's going, and subscribe and share with your friends. If you can afford a donation of any amount, there is a link below. And if you can't afford a donation, but you'd still like to support Fightmaster Yoga, go to fightmasteryoga.com. On the right-hand side of the homepage, it says Amazon. If you ever do any shopping through Amazon, if you click that link and do it, it's not really a link, but it's like a little picture of it says Amazon on it. If you click there and do your shopping, it doesn't cost you anything more, but it helps to support us. So they help us out and give us a little bit of it's not very much, but it all adds up. So I would like that if you can. And I really hope I get to see you tomorrow. I am enjoying seeing you every day. And I love those comments coming in too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.